Bring together 6 musicians with different backgrounds and nationalities. Let them blend and the global sounds of the band Molavita will blow out your speakers. They're called the Gypsies of the 21st century and they've toured on countless stages throughout Europe and Latin America. Today, I'll have the pleasure of meeting with 2 of the band members to find out more about this musical sensation. I'm Paul Brown. This is West International. Expatriates in the Netherlands have long seen the benefits of buying property here. It's generally cheaper than renting, and the flexible mortgage system and tax reimbursement makes it attractive for those who are planning to stay for at least a few years. However, buying property in Holland is not easily accessible for everyone. Find out more in our service item. Flowers are blooming, temperatures are rising, spring is in the air for everyone in this week's Vox Pulse. This and more in the 10th episode of West International. But first, in this week's at-home item, Nicola heads off to Scheveningen to enjoy the Cosmopolitan kitchen from the Big Apple.
Mindy Howard moved to the Netherlands 18 years ago in pursuit of her dream, which is to become an astronaut. Now, in addition to that, Mindy is also a bit of a cookaholic. In other words, she likes cooking for lots of people. And today, I'm one of the lucky ones. So let's go and see what she's up to. So, Mindy, what's on the menu today?
Okay, we're going to start off with a New York Cosmopolitan, accompanied with some bagel chips from the States, but I'm going to make a sun-dried tomato artichoke dip to go along with that. And for the main course, it's going to be some eggplant rollatini and some delicious homemade garlic bread.
Wow, thank goodness, I thought we were having astronaut food.
Well, you never know.
So, Mindy, you came here 18 years ago?
Yes.
From New York. Why?
Well, I've always had this dream, don't laugh, to become an astronaut. And essentially, I was told that my chances would be higher if I got a PhD. And because it's so difficult in the States, people had suggested actually it might be a bit easier because once you, in Europe, and once you enter a program, you 4 years later typically get the degree and then I could go and apply for NASA.
Okay. So, Mindy, you got here 18 years ago, sort of bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Indeed.
Did you settle in straight away?
Oh boy, that was a bit of a challenge. I didn't really know anything about the Netherlands, to be honest. I had a boyfriend at the time who was German, and I went with him to visit Eindhoven. Didn't know anything about Eindhoven, and you know, you got to think it's funny, but I liked the raisin bread so much. I thought it can't be that bad with a place that has raisin bread that tastes this good.
Is that
and that was kind
of
like, no, I just thought it was delicious, and I thought, you know, people seem nice enough, food seems okay, so let's go to the Netherlands.
What was the first Dutch word or expression you learnt when you arrived in the Netherlands?
Boy, I don't know. I'm sure it was something dirty. I think it was probably something like middeneuker.
Oh, charming. Oh, that's very pleasant. Yes, splitting hairs. Yeah, I think mine was one of those very, very long words like hotter, totter, ten toonstelling or something like that. And then, of course, we've got the all-time favourite, Scheveningen.
Or as my mother calls it, Scheveningen.
Oh, how exotic.
Yes.
I've never been there. Right, the most important part of the whole meal, the cocktail. What are we making today?
We're making Cosmopolitans from New York, very Sex and the City-like. But in fact, in New York, we call these Cosmos.
Of course. Cosmos, astronaut, how appropriate.
In fact, there's actually one missing ingredient.
What's that?
And that's this.
Whoa! Wow, it's a real flight suit.
It is indeed.
From NASA. Mindy Howard, astronaut in training.
Indeed.
This looks like it's more than a dream, Mindy.
Well, it's been a childhood dream of mine since maybe 6 years old. When I first started watching, dare I say, the Bionic Man, the $6 Million Man. I was in love with him at the time, but I knew one day I'm going to be in space with him. No.
Of course. Oh, yeah, right. So when do you intend to be in space?
Well, I hope in the next couple of years, actually. I don't want to wait too much longer.
Gosh, I'm standing here with a real astronaut. This is so exciting. So, Mindy, I thought this was just for you and me, but seemingly not.
Well, we have 3 friends of mine.
Oh, so you're here to share the cocktail too?
Yes.
Well, it's chin-chin time.
It is.
Cheers! Oh, this is fantastic, Mindy. Thank you so much for having me.
You are very welcome. Thank you for coming over and doing it. Yeah.
Well, definitely better than space food. And if you would like to have a go at any of these delicious recipes, please visit our website, westinternational.nl, and see you next week. Bye-bye.
Not if you look outside the window often, it's raining here, but yeah, spring fever's coming slowly, I think.
I know that we're getting blue skies, that helps.
As a matter of fact, it's never left. After this little freeze, it started to melt away. So for me being Russia, it's spring is here. So it's a land of never-ending spring to me.
It's been so cold and everything, and finally it's getting warmer and it's getting lighter. So yeah, definitely.
We feel much better than in winter. So we feel much happier and joyful than before because it become lighter, and then the light time become longer than before.
It's like it spreads kind of when it comes. It's like everyone's mood like moves too with it. From the winter, which is kind of like gloomy and dull, you get this really bright and cheerful atmosphere, and it's lovely.
These days that the sun begins to shine is like a party for me every day.
Next to all the paperwork, finding a place to call home in the Netherlands is one of the greatest challenges you'll probably face. You'll also want to find good schools for your children even before arriving here. These days, real estate agents will not only help you find a home that's suitable, they also provide various additional services. The Hague has a mixed population from many origins and at all income levels. As such, it has grown into a city with a great variety in architecture, both for government and company buildings as well as living areas. So, for arriving expats, there's a rich collection of housing to choose from.
Some expats, before they come, have already had a great deal of information and they know what to expect. Others don't really, so some will look for furnished and some unfurnished. It really depends on the length of their stay and how many family members they have with them. When expats come here, we generally take them around, show them the neighborhoods, the important things like where the shopping and the schools are, public transportation. We give them a little background information about the character of the neighborhood and the sort of families or the people who live there.
Buying a house has always been very attractive for expats, and banks are generally willing to grant mortgage loans to the international community due to the secure employment packages that expats tend to be on. In these uncertain times, however, people become gradually more reluctant to make a long-term commitment, so many prefer to rent.
When expats arrive, we make sure that they get a good house for a reasonable price. We make sure that the condition of the house is good and that everything that's been agreed on has been taken care of. But of course, we also provide after-sales service. For instance, if people need help finding a plumber or an electrician, but also if they need help finding a daycare center or a doctor or a dentist. People often don't know where to look for these things, so we're happy to help them. Well, many expats are not really prepared for what they're going to find. Holland is a small country, and the houses are smaller, and many expats, particularly the ones who come from places like North America, are used to having a lot more space. So they're astounded to find that some places don't have gardens, or that the kitchens are very small. They might not even have an oven. For many expats, that's unthinkable. Well, for most expats, it's just a matter of realizing the advantages of smaller houses. It means less cleaning. Smaller gardens means less yard work. Smaller country means easier to get around. It means that they have time to be with their families and to travel, and especially to other countries. From Holland, you can be in another country in a couple of hours, and for many expats, that's quite something.
Of the estimated 50,000 expats living in the Greater Hague region, almost 35,000 live in the city of The Hague. Popular areas include Benoordenhout, Archipel and the Staten Quartier, due to the feeling of security, wide range of shops and international schools in the area, as well as the close proximity to both nature and city life.
People are very quickly charmed by the lifestyle here and not often eager to go again. I find most people say, I could stay here for a few more years.
I think it's one of the prettiest times here because the weather is still nice and cool, not too cold, not too hot, and a lot more people come out and you see a lot more people, maybe people like me on our bicycles.
There's a lot of flowers here. It's very, very nice scenery.
It is very exciting. It is full of happiness and joyfulness.
You wake up in the morning, the sun is there. You're going to bed at night, the sun is there. It's like all day long. You can have fun. I like that.
Every day we get out of the house and it smells like vacation. It's really hard to concentrate on work because, every day is like summer. It smells like summer. It feels like summer. It's absolutely beautiful.
I like the shops now. They look really nice with the chocolate and stuff. But yeah, I think that springtime is good.
It's fantastic. And so when we have any visitors, we recommend coming now, basically, now to the middle of May as the best time for here.
Sasha from the countryside of New York is about to make a big move, all the way to the other side of the world. She's about to swap the grey skies of the Netherlands for the sun-drenched beaches of Australia. During her time here, she's collected a wide variety of furniture and some unusual collector's items. So, let's join Cecilia to see what Sasha has for sale.
Welcome. Thank you very much. Lovely. I hear you're leaving Holland. Where are you going?
To Melbourne.
Ooh, exciting. Yeah. So, where are you going now?
I'm going to do my PhD there.
In?
International law.
So, what can you get there that you can't get in The Hague? Capital of international law.
Well, they have, the program there they have is a mixture of the law school with the Australian Armed Forces. Okay. So it's really interesting for me because I'll be specializing in the law of war, actually. So it'll give me contacts and input that I would have more difficulty getting here.
So, what did you love most about your time here?
I guess I would say I really love the coffee culture here.
Coffee?
No, not coffee shops, cafes.
Okay. And why?
I like the atmosphere, the slow pace, the coffee.
And what are you going to miss?
For that, we have to go upstairs. This is what I'm going to miss.
Ah, it's beautiful. You get a view of the center, the sunsets.
I love it. And you get such a feeling of space up here. In Holland, everything's packed on top of each other. When we first came to look at the house, as soon as I saw the roof, I knew I wanted it.
Sold. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I would too. So, what are you going to take with you to remind you of your great time here?
This my cousin gave me, and it can withstand 70-mile-per-hour winds, supposedly.
I want it.
Which, after having so many umbrellas broken in this country, I am happy about.
Well, what are you going to use it for in Melbourne?
The sun, probably, something like that.
And what are we going to be selling off today?
For that, I can show you. It will be my bed. This is what I want to sell off. The mattress and the bed frame. I got it from a friend about 2.5 years ago, and really comfortable.
I agree. And how much are you selling it off for?
For the mattress and the frame and the detachable set of drawers, 500.
That's an awesome deal. So, what have you least and want to smash into pieces?
The bureaucracy here.
Of the government, of what?
Everything. I mean, for example, when I would have a problem with the internet, I would call the ADSL company. They say, it's not us. Call the telephone company. You call the telephone company. It's not them. They say, call the modem, the place where you bought the modem. And
you get run around like a wild goose chase.
Yeah, you lose so much time and you don't get anything accomplished.
And what are you going to smash to represent this?
An old mobile telephone, I think.
Perfect. Stand back. Woo! Well, clearly Sasha's having a smashing good time. If you know someone who's leaving or wants Sasha's bed, please check our website at www.westinternational.nl. We'll see you next week.
I would say most of the Beatles songs remind me of summertime coming because they used to be played in the concerts in the summer.
Something really mellow, maybe with some ukulele, something light
The sun has got his hat on, hip, 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 hooray. The sun has got his hat on and we're coming out today.
I like Viva la Vida by Coldplay. It's a very, very good, upbeat, energetic song, and definitely makes you feel alive. Yeah.
A lot of our songs are very physical from Nigeria, so it's you need a lot of rhythm and drumming with it.
Je m'appelle, comment tu t'appelles? Dis-moi. Je m'appelle, coupé, coupé, bam, bam.
Cuando calienta el sol, aquí en la playa. Something like that.
With their songs full of hope, protest, love and melancholy, the members of Molla Vita show their critical and original view on the globalizing world. The roots of the frontman, Michael, lay in Italy, whereas the other band members come from countries that have been destroyed and torn apart by war, such as Bosnia and Serbia. With their international flavour and compelling lyrics, it's no surprise that the power of this band is seen as an example for a new European generation. How would you describe Molla Vita?
Musically, you mean? It's like something new, actually, especially here in this country, I suppose, that we use in our music all roots that we have personally. So like there are a lot of guys in our band who are from ex-Yugoslavia, and that country has a large tradition of traditional music, gypsy music and everything, and some of us are from Western Europe, and we mix those two things together with even also other things, Latin or whatever, into a new style. And the style is called mestizo, actually, and that's famous because of bands like Mano Negra, Manu Chao, and we give our own twist to it, which is more a kind of a Balkan twist.
The sound of Molla Vita is difficult to describe, and that is exactly the uniqueness of this group of talented musicians. The songs are written in Italian, Spanish, Bosnian, French, and sometimes English, all depending on whatever delivers the right feeling or message for the song.
I joined the other bands and I played music which is not from my country, and suddenly I joined to Molla Vita, and from first moment I feel my blood streaming, and you know, like, whoa, what's happening, you know, because they actually play my own root, my own music, you know, like what we used to have in the Serbia, and suddenly like, oh, that's it, you know, like, and that's a passion actually coming from the roots.
The authentic and global sounds are appealing to a wide audience, and the passion of the band members is clearly evident in the way they perform. What would you say is the best kind of audience to play for? What kind of ambience really sort of gets you going?
We have some kind of gypsy mentality. We like to play everywhere. We play on the street, we play in venues, we play in bars, we play in big festivals. We all love it.
And this was a new single,
What's your opinion about the music scene in The Hague and Delft and these sort of areas?
I think that here, in this part of Holland, Delft, The Hague, there is a really, really good music scene. There are so many musicians here, so many bands, so many hard-working bands also.
After the release of the album Disorganizzata, which they worked closely on together with producer Gambit, better known as the bass player of Manu Chao, the band developed itself at an incredible speed. They recorded their live album in the Pard in The Hague. They won the prestigious Ascent Award, and they began touring around the world. Would you say that there's a specific country that stands out for you in terms of the experience that you've had when performing there?
I really enjoy in Mexico, and I actually couldn't believe that I can feel like at my home in another continent. You know, suddenly we were there, and we play our music, and everybody just completely understand and get it in a moment.
People understood it immediately. Like here, sometimes we have to explain what we do. Like they ask us, "What's this mix of styles and blah blah blah?" Then they understood it. It was like, yeah, of course you do it like that. Okay. Because they do it there also, and it's
after
like
a couple of tequilas, they understand everything.
And for me to get a feel for the music myself, I decided to join in on an unplugged session to get some first-hand experience of playing the accordion, something I've never done before.
Okay, so we're gonna play Addio. It's of our new album. Okay. And just play with us. Okay. Just do what you feel.
Dico buono no, sono il bandito del deserto, un delinquente solitario. Non ti farò passare, dico oh no no, sono il bandito del deserto, illusione professionista spietato, sentimi gridare.
What would you say still stands out for you as a goal or a dream of yours that you'd like to achieve?
We want to just go all over the world and play and meet people and let our music be heard and have a great experience and be able to live from traveling, playing, and that alone.
New album has just come out, and I guess that involves a lot of promotion. It's got to be promoted and touring and what have you. What can we expect?
The promo tour starts in April, and we'll be playing here in Delft in Speakers on the 5th of April, and then go throughout the country, play everywhere, Belgium, the rest of Europe.
So you're doing the whole of Europe as well?
Yeah, we will be doing that.
Busy time coming up then?
Absolutely, what a good time.
Well, certainly something to put in the diary. And in the meantime, let's have a look at this week's cultural agenda for you. Expat Events once again proudly presents the Disco Dance Classics Party. The biggest expat dance event, which was awarded Expat Party of the Year in 2008, is back. So make sure you're there to get down and boogie. The International Music Festival is being held in celebration of the 30th Jubilee of the International Women's Contact The Hague. A completely unique festival, it highlights music from around the world, and all proceeds will go to the Mama Cash charity. Pip Utten is well known in the Netherlands for his one-man shows of Francis Bacon and Adolf Hitler. In Chaplin, Utten excels again. In this new play, he steps in and out of the screen and becomes Charlie Chaplin, stripping away the myths and the moustache to reveal the man beneath. During the annual museum weekend, entrance to around 500 museums in the Netherlands is free. The theme this year is seduction, so museums all over the country will be hoping to seduce you into paying a visit to see their wonderful displays of art and culture. For these and other tips on going out, visit our website, www.westinternational.nl. Guys, really, thanks very, very much for your time today.
Thank you.
Good luck with the new album, good luck with the touring. And just before I leave you, I understand that, correct me if I'm wrong, but you have something for me?
Yeah, you're right. We brought you a copy of our new CD.
There you go, excellent.
I hope you enjoy it.
Hang on to it for a second. Any chance I could have a personally signed copy?
No problem.
That's it for this week. I'll see you next week on West International. You are what you watch. Fantastic. That was good. Thank you very much indeed, guys.